What's up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and today we're going to look through my collection of Kirby comics. This is everything I own as of now is specifically floppies, floppy comics, your typical newsstand comics. And this is what I got, and lately I've had a few different projects where I'm working on trying to do some cover designs. So I'm like, I got to get some inspiration. I don't do covers very often, to be honest. And I would like to do more. I feel, to be honest, I feel a bit intimidated when it comes to drawing covers and stuff, because it's got to hit, it's got to be good, especially when you don't do as many comics as somebody like Jack Kirby. He had a lot of opportunities to hit it out of the park, that's for sure. So that being said, I was like, well, let's get some inspiration from one of the greats, if not the greatest, Now, there's a lot of people, who have, who were really good at covers. I'm not saying even that Kirby was the greatest at the covers, but he was one of the best for sure, if not the greatest. But, there were some other really great, there's been some other really great cover artists as well. Obviously, Kirby is the king of comics, though. We really, I don't know, most people highly regard Kirby, as do I. He's the only comic creator who I have one box dedicated specifically to only that artist. And I plan to continue this collection. You'll see in here there are some reprints, there are some doubles. So, if I see a Kirby comic, sometimes I don't know if I got it already, and I'm just like, I can't resist if it's in a good price. You'll also see, like, this one is not in great shape. I don't care about, like, how much they're worth or anything. I just want the original books. So the lowest grade possible, I'm happy with that, because then I can get it at a good price. And I'm able to afford some of these that I wouldn't otherwise be able to if they were in pristine condition. So a lot of them are in really good condition, though. Another thing is some of these have different contributors. So some you'll see and it's like, is that really a Kirby cover? Or sometimes the interiors are not a Kirby interior, or he just did the cover, or he just did the writing. But for the most part, these are all like 100% Kirby comics, so that's what I like. So anyways, as I'm looking at these covers, I'm trying to think, like, what can I learn from Jack Kirby when it comes to making covers? And for me, he's a good person to learn from, especially because I do want to do action adventure type of comics, not necessarily superhero, but I want to have that kind of energy to the best of my ability. I mean, I'm no Jack Kirby, that's for sure. But I want to see what I can gain from the inspiration, for sure. So, one thing to note as well is not every Jack Kirby comic cover is amazing. Some of them are not so great, to be honest. But some of them, the ones that are good, are amazing. And he's got a lot of those amazing ones. He often does the one big figure. You'll see that in a lot of these covers, and that's cool. That's kind of an easy one to kind of jump on. If you don't have any ideas, just do the one big figure. Sometimes that works, but you can't do that all the time. Sometimes you got to have something more than that, and he definitely has a variety of different approaches. One thing you will almost always see in a Jack Kirby cover is that excitement, that action, that adventure. It's an amazing thing to just flip through these books, and then it's so hard when I do flip through these to not open them up and look at, start reading the comic or looking at the panels and stuff, because let's talk about the splash pages, that he has. Those are amazing. Like, just maybe one day I should go through all the splash pages, because almost every one of these, the majority of these have at least one big splash page or double page spread in them, and insanely amazing and just as inspiring, if not more inspiring than the covers. So, he'll do the group shot thing once in a while. He doesn't do that too often, but that's one thing that he does sometimes. I like the ones that tell a story. I've always liked the comic covers that, not only show the excitement and drama, but also like tell the story, or the excitement in the adventure, but also tell the story and have the drama. His comic covers tend to be very epic in nature. So some tell a story, and he's really good at that. And I think that this era and really all the comics before, they told stories more. Like in the older days of comics, the covers told stories. So that's one thing I love. Another thing that he's really good at is depth. Foreground, midground, background, he's got it all there, and it's really cool. He also doesn't shy away from design and interesting composition. He'll use negative space at times. He's really masterful when he decides to use negative space. Like the OMAC titles, most of them have really great negative space, and it makes for a very powerful cover when you use that very well. And again, when it comes to the story type of aspect to making comic covers, I feel like you can see the high stakes in some of these dramatic covers, and that's one thing that I think is really exciting. So I'm obviously a huge fan of Jack Kirby, and so many of us are huge fans for good reason. And I don't know, I'm curious what you guys think, like what stands out to you about his covers, because I think what I've mentioned is just the tip of the iceberg. But I believe, we can gain a lot. And I'm curious what you see. What's some of your favorite covers from Kirby? And where do you think he shines with his covers specifically? What makes them so impactful? Like, how do we figure out, how to get that Kirby energy or something close to it? Like, what do you do? What's the answer? Somebody please tell me so I can inject that into my work, because that's the type of stuff I like to make, is adventure type of comics. I like them to have a really good story, but adventure is probably the biggest common theme. And another thing is the sheer creative imagination of Kirby. Like most of the characters on all these covers, he pretty much created almost all of them. There's very few characters on these covers he hasn't created. So hats off to Kirby. We love you, Kirby. We miss you. Rest in peace. You rock. And thank you everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough, and yeah, we'll be talking to you on the next video.